so that once we introduce ourselves, I think everybody will be comfortable. And I wanted all these sessions to be more interactive as possible, because only then we understand like where you stand and what you are understanding. At the same time, we can also deliver and clear your doubts in the same way. So
Correct.
what we do is like, let us introduce ourselves first, and then with the candidates. Okay. So let me start off with me. Hi everyone. I'm Santosh Potnak. I'm basically a software engineer. I'm a working professional. I'm working for a company right now, especially with Infosys, and I'm also doing a training part for Power BI since past 1 year. Like, I'm also a Udemy trainer. I've been publishing courses here and there, and training a lot of people in Power BI. And I've been into this reporting field since past 11 plus years. My initial part of the career was in business objects. It was over 7 years I worked on SAP Business Objects. It was also a reporting tool. And since past 4.5 years, I've been working on Power BI. And this is about me. I think I'll hand it over to Aditi.
Oh, yeah. So, hello everyone. This is Aditi Gupta. So, I have done, as my academic background, I have done Masters in Business Analytics from Victoria University. It's an Australia based university. So, like my academic and plus my experience is totally related to the analytics and this Power BI field. Then, from the college itself, I have placed in an organization where I have worked as a business analyst, where we use these tools to solve our problems, data insights related problems for our clients and for our organization as well. So currently, I'm working with the Capgemini as a senior analyst, and we deal with a lot of data. So especially like as a trainer as well, I'm working since last 2 years, and I would seriously like to help you guys with the knowledge of being a good data analyst and a business analyst using the tools which is Power BI, and looking forward to learn and looking forward to work with you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Aditi. I think Lakshmi or Nirmal, you can start off. Anybody can pick up the mic and just introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, I am going to start like myself, Nirmal, and I have knowledge of SQL Server, and I also worked as a freelancer for SQL Server developer for 3-4 months. And my last project was related to the migration project, and I'm looking for some full-time job opportunity. That's why I joined that training.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Uh, so overall experience, do you have any touch base with any reporting side? Like just to,
Yeah, I know the SSRS
uh-huh. Okay.
and Crystal reports.
Oh, great. Even I worked on Crystal reports. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be good. Fair enough. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nirmal. Uh, Lakshmi, can you please go on? Yeah.
Hi everyone, this is Lakshmi. I'm a homemaker, but I know a little bit about the SQL Server. I don't have any experience or anything, but right now I want to start the job, so I joined in this course. I live in New Jersey.
Cool, cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Yeah, that should be fair enough. I think uh, SQL Server. I mean, frankly speaking, for Power BI, we do not have any background that needs to be there. Like you need to know this and that. But yeah, anyways, if any knowledge is there, that will be anyways value addition. Yeah, I think yeah. Thanks for your introduction. I think Harudra is not able to join. That's fine. Uh, we'll continue. Aditi, do you want to start off your screen?
Sure.
Yes, I just made you.
I Okay. I think one more people
Mhm.
join. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
just noticed.
Jashit's join. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm Arudra actually. This
Uh,
is I have
Acha,
joined
acha.
from my son's Zoom ID.
okay. Hi, Arudra.
So
Hi.
yeah.
So we have not done much anything. Like we were introducing each other.
Oh,
So
sorry
we
for
just
the delay. I was at a friend's place and there was not a proper internet connection, so it took a while for me to join. So sorry for that.
that happens. No problem. So we just completed introduction, like myself and team. So can you just give us your introduction?
I'm Arudra. My name is Arudra, and I'm just a homemaker now, but I'm just seeking, I just know a few basics of SQL and Excel. I used to, my past experience was business analyst in India, and there was a 7 years of, more than 7 years of gap because of the visa status and kids. So I'm just a beginner, I can say.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Rudra. Yeah.
No problem, Santosh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Aditi, I think you can start off. Yeah.
So should I
Okay.
go to the mute now? I mean, should I go
Yeah,
to
you
mute?
can.
Oh,
Sure,
okay,
Rudra.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, guys, first of all, let's start with a basic introduction of Power BI about the Guru Schools. I know that you have a basic intro regarding the Guru Schools, the 6 pillars. So we'll just quickly cover this part in most probably 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to share a full module of the 18 sessions with you, so that you have a clear picture on which day you need to prepare with which topic, and what are the practical exposure we are going to share with you all. And then we're going to start with the installation part of Power BI and then architecture. I hope it's clear to all of you. And so today, let's start with Power BI by Microsoft. As you all know, it's a Microsoft tool. That's why it's very, very high in demand. The people used to, use their Excel for their day-to-day work, for their day-to-day management of the data. Now they are upgrading to Power BI because data is keeps on generating, and we need to just import the data from multiple data sources as well. But vast option is available in Power BI. It is a very strong BI tool, rather than if we compare or if we talk about Excel. So that's the whole point in here. If we talk about the 6 weeks till 6 weeks, what are the trainings we're going to cover, what are the topics. So these are just the main topic to give you the overview regarding the same. So as you can see, in week one we're going to have a 3 sessions. Every Wednesday or Monday, Wednesday and Friday we're going to have a session. Okay. And Saturday and Sunday, you don't need to sit idle. You'll have a session recording of all the 3 days. Plus I want all of you to do some practical exposure on the top of tools as well. Okay. And after the trainings, like each and every day after this 1 and 1.5 hour training, you need to do some hands-on from your end as well, because it's totally practical training. And it's very important if you do everything practically from your end. So in week one, as you can see the schedule, week two, week three, week four, week five, and week six. So we have divided our training in such a way that in weeks, in 18 session, everything will be covered, right from installation to the real time project. Okay. And we seriously need the support from your end to complete the sessions, to complete all the training on time, so that we're going to proceed further with more concept, which is resume building, and we're going to help you all with the placements as well. Then what are the 6 pillars of Guru Schools? As you can see, you are in the first pillar as of now, which is instructor led training. Then you all are be certified if you have completed the 18th session. Then the resume preparation session will be there, vendor interview, client interview, and then at last project support when you have successfully placed in any organization. Okay. Because with the training you will get the practical exposure, but what if in real time you will get a condition or you will get a task which is not your cup of tea, or you need more practice to complete that. So for that as well, we're going to help you. So if we talk about Power BI jobs, trends, and salary, there are many opportunities in Power BI, especially in United States. Okay, there are many opportunities, or we can say there are so much demand, but supply is very less. Okay. And as you can see in this session, we have 3 people who are interested, and it is very sure that you are going to be a future Power BI developer or data analyst. So these are the basically some of the job portals where you can see the requirements, which is like Power BI, especially in United States, we have 14373 requirement. And then if we talk about LinkedIn, okay, if we talk about Career Builder, okay, so this figures may be changed now. You can see, the figures is totally updated for each and every hour and each and every day basis. But you can see the approximate figure from your end in any website, and you can see the demand of the Power BI in United States is very high. So congratulations to all of you guys. You are taken a very good step, because you need to go with the technology where there is no crowd, where there is no that much competition. Okay, Power BI is a very good demanded tool, but you need to have that much mindset in, which is very very important, to clear that okay, I need to learn it, and I need to get a job in this particular field, because Power BI is also not required any hardcore technical background, as well as academic background, as well as programming knowledge as well. So this is also very very plus point for you all. And if you talk about business intelligence tools to learn in 2021, so you can see the Power BI is in the top, and then we have Tableau. And then this is just the Power BI jobs, trends, and salaries, and you can see the graph is going up and up and up, and in the future as well the salaries will going to increase, because the data keeps an increase, and the all the organization, you talk about any industry, you talk about any big brands, all the things, all the companies are using business intelligence tools to just convert their data into insight, and then they'll take a good managerial decision, strategic decisions for their organization, so that they can generate the revenue. Simple. Okay, so now the data is the new oil, make sure. Plus the data is the very important asset for any organization. So this is just the salary chart, as you can see in here. We have a different profiles, job profiles in the Power BI itself, which is specialist. We have Power BI report developer, BI developer, BI consultant, senior BI consultant, and so on. Then what we have is, this is also a Power BI salary chart as per the job designations and job profiles we have. Okay, so in your the maybe the any company you are gonna be placed in, maybe there is some different sort of job profiles, but these other profiles which is very famous as far as Power BI developers and the people who are working in the Power BI. Okay, then you can see the freshers are getting this much of salary, and you can see the experienced developer. So most probably after working in after getting exposure in any industry, especially 2 to 3 hours, I strongly recommend freshers to at least, and the people who have that much career gap, take 7, 8, and 10 years, if you have placed now, just stick to that company at least for 1 to 2 years, maximum 3 years, so that you will get a good exposure, so that you will get a good knowledge about the projects and all as well. Then a basic introduction of the Power BI part. And Santosh, you want to take it forward from here?
Yeah, sure. Let me just share one of the topics document that you were mentioning, so even
Acha,
they
acha.
get some idea, like what it's going to cover.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Hope you
No,
are able to see my
yes.
screen.
Let me stop share, and then I'll proceed further with introduction.
Yeah, you can proceed further after this. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So, guys, sorry for the noise. Like, there's some machine is just a second. Is it causing much of disturbance? Because right now, I think it's going off in another 2 minutes.
Uh,
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 or we can
there
continue.
is a disturbance. Yeah.
Okay. So, then meanwhile, you can explain the topic so that I will be on mute.
Yes,
Please.
yes, 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 please. Yeah, no problem. You can
There is
stop
no
share your
noise
screen,
now. You can start, Santosh. The noise stopped, I guess.
because he is on mute.
Okay.
Yeah. You can stop sharing your screen, Santosh, as of now. Yeah. So as you can see, we have like now your mindset is clear. Mindset is clear in terms of why Power BI, what are the job opportunities we have in Power BI, and then a basic introductory part of Guru Schools. Okay. And you are in the first pillar as of now, which is instructor-led training. Now let's start with the introduction of Power BI. So as you can see, Power BI is a business analytics services that delivers insight to enable fast informed decision. Okay, what does it mean in a layman language? It's a very strong business intelligence tools where we can import the data from multiple sources. We can change the data into visualization, which will be, which we can share with anybody within your friends, family, within the management of the organization, and they can take the strategic and managerial decision for the organization. In a single tool, it is a combination of three parts, which is Power BI Desktop. I hope all of you have installed it. I have shared the Power BI document in the group installation guide in a group as well. If you have not, don't worry. After today's session, you need to install that to do some hands-on with the session or after the session. Okay, and in today's session as well, we're going to discuss about the installation of the Power BI. So Power BI Desktop is to make modeling, is to make visualization on a top, and to make, more new columns and measures. Columns and measures, what does it mean? Like if we talk about any data set, okay, and if we need to create one more new column, like same in Excel. So it's just the visual tool, drag and drop tool, and we need to, it's very easy here to create a new column or a new calculated field. Okay, and then in a single platform, there is a Power BI editor. What is Power BI editor? Like, what if our data have a lot of null values? What if our data have a lot of, the values which is not appropriate for the data set, wrong data type, and many more errors in the data set? So in that case, you need to transform the data, and for transform the data, the Power BI interface is already integrated with Power BI Desktop, and it has a lot of option to change and to transform your data completely. Then we have a Power BI service. What is Power BI service? Like, this is the desktop is the offline tool. Okay, Power BI service is an online platform where you can just publish all your work to the online platform, and you can just share it with anyone. So we're going to, go depth in all these topics, but first of all, just clear your mindset that we're going to, or it have a three basic important parts, which is desktop, we have Power BI editor, and then we have Power BI service. Okay, so this is just the basic introductory part, and here we have transformed data into stunning visualizations and share them with colleagues. We have like visually explore and analyze data on premise and in on cloud. What is on premise data set and what is on cloud data set? Anyone here wants to say something regarding the same? What do you think?
Yeah,
What can?
Aditi, like
Mhm.
if our data is in the server that is situated
Uh-huh.
into the company
Uh-huh.
premises,
Uh-huh.
it's premises data, and if the data will be go into the cloud like Azure or AWS,
Mm-hmm.
so it's cloud data.
Yeah, so it's situation like it the data which is stored in any data source. It's like, and the very basic important part is in the Power BI we can import the data set from any data server. Okay, maximum, like if we talk about SharePoint, if we talk about OneDrive, and if we talk about the data sets which is on SAP, HANA, BW, Oracle, you talk about any, SQL servers. So that is also very important point to integrate the data from cloud or from on-premise as well, and then we can start visualize. Okay, and then we have collaborate on and share customized dashboards and interactive reports. Interactive reports, what does it mean? Like, the reports or the dashboard we're going to make in Power BI now, it is fully dynamic. Like if I'm changing the values in one of the visual, okay, and then other visual which is situated in a single report, their values will also fully dynamic. That is also we're going to share in depth in upcoming sessions. Then we have scale across your organization with built-in governance and security. Look, whenever data comes into picture now, security side by side comes into picture, because as I have already said, data is a very, very important asset for any organization. So security is also plays a very important role. For that, we have also one terminology in Power BI, which is Power BI gateways. Okay, and we're going to share the in-depth knowledge regarding the gateways as well. And as you can see, Power BI is not a single application. So what are the more application integrated with Power BI, as I have said in the session? Anyone?
That Power BI editor
Uh-huh.
and
Then
the desktop, the Power BI editor
yes.
and the Power BI service.
Yes, agree. And that's why it is not a single application, as you can see. And as you can see, Power BI consists of multi-connected tools. So the names you have said now, it is the connected tools with the Power BI itself. Then very important part is what other skills are required to, and to complete or to be a good Power BI developer, Power BI analyst. So it is a very good thing, in Power BI. Like, you don't need to have a very good hardcore programming knowledge. With a very simple basic knowledge, and the people you have, if you have a SQL knowledge or Excel knowledge, it will be a good start. And then we have a basic knowledge of using a PC, that's it. And then we have a problem solving and dedication. And this, last point, you will increase with the practice, and with the practice of multiple data sets. So you will gain all these things if you don't have with the sessions as well, and you will gonna explore multiple stuff as well. Now, if we talk about what are the companies using Power BI, so we have Accenture, IBM, TCS, as you can see, all the names in here. Okay, so as I have already told you, you talk about any big brands, any industry, which is, agriculture, telecom, IT, healthcare, education, e-commerce, and now online education as well. Okay, so each and every industry using business intelligence tool. So please don't worry that if you will get a job or not. Definitely you will get. Okay, definitely for sure. And for after the placement as well, we're gonna support you in each and every case. Okay, and then let's talk about Power BI architecture, like Power BI architecture, and what is the whole mechanism behind sharing the report. Okay, if you are making something, if I'm getting the same in my phone, then what is the whole procedure behind it? So the thing is, if I'll just go to the view mode, so you can see the hundreds of data sources, as I have already shared with you. Like, what does it, like hundreds of data sources? It includes SAP, Salesforce, Hadoop, Azure, and everything. Okay, so and then we have a Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop is an offline application, as you can see. And the data sources we have in Power BI, it's connected with the Power BI desktop. We get the data in the Power BI desktop, and then we'll start making the visualizations and reports on the top of that data. Okay, and then you can see the Power BI service comes into picture. Why is it so? And you can see the cloud icon. Cloud icon, why is it so? Because it is completely a cloud platform. It is completely an online platform to share your work with management very easily and smoothly. Okay, so from Power BI desktop, we're going to publish our work, reports, dashboard to the Power BI service, as you can see in here. But what if we need to get the data, okay, from on-premise, as you can see in here? Okay, so as I have already told you, when the data comes into picture, security automatically comes into picture. So as you can see, Power BI Gateways is a fully secure tool. Okay, and if we are transferring the data from on-premise to the cloud, there is a gateways between the same. It will make sure the data will not leak, the data will not, hacked by any of the hackers out there. And then we have a access. Access, what does it mean? Like after Power BI service, after our reports on a Power BI service or in the cloud, then the reports are fully responsive. Either your management want to see the reports on the desktop, tablets, or we can see the mobiles. You can customize the reports as per the device, anytime, and as per the requirement of the client as well. Okay, so this is all about the Power BI architecture. And we have more stuff in here like Power BI interface. So once we start the practical partner, then I will show you what are the Power BI interface, the whole interface, where we have multiple sections, where we have multiple parts to perform a different task on the data. Okay, so basically we have three different important views in Power BI, which is report view, data view, and the model view. Then you can see the Power BI workflow. First of all, what we do, we just connect the data from data sources. Guys, you need to understand one thing. Like, what do you think? I want the input from your end. If we are analyzing the data, so we're going to analyze the data on a single table, or we're going to import multiple tables. Anyone like, just try with the answer.
If you are proactive, it will be always good. We can have an interactive session and we know what to support. So please answer whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah, just
The data
have
can be retrieved from multiple tables also.
Okay, so what do you think? What can be the multiple tables, like for any organization?
Databases.
As in?
The database is the collection of data as a tables. The database we are connected with Power BI.
Yes. And what do you think? Like, what are the different departments of any organization?
Like
Uh-huh.
there is a HR department, sales
Yes.
department,
Yes.
production department.
Yeah.
So there are different types of department and they have their own database.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are called
Yes.
model.
Yeah, correct. You are absolutely correct in here. So as per, as you can see, we have multiple departments. Okay, so we need to fetch the data from multiple departments for our report. What if I am going to make a consolidated report for a management in which there is a data from sales as well, and from some of the production part, inventory part, and marketing. Okay, so now I need to fetch the data from all these departments. Now in our system, I have 4 to 5 tables. If I have 4 to 5 tables, then I need to join these tables to make a report or a good dashboard. The joining is table is also a very important concept. We're going to, go in depth in joining the tables. But first of all, to clear the picture from your end, as you can see, in the second model view, we have built table relationship to tie sources together. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a 6 tables in here and they are totally connected. That means this is the joins in here, okay, between the tables. And then we have a at last report view. So first we import the data, second we join all the tables, we create a model as per, it's totally depend on our client and your organization requirement. And then we have a report view. Once the model is created, then we're going to make a report on a top of that, and we're going to make a beautiful visualizations, and then we're going to make some new calculated fields and common fields as well. Okay. Now, very important stuff in here is you can see the connecting to data sources. So you can see in the screenshot, we have Excel, JSON, folder, SharePoint, SQL. This is just, the 10 to 20% of the sources are visible. But once we start with the practical part, I will going to show you that, what are the more options you will have to connect the data into the Power BI. Okay, so these are the very famous some of the parts, which is flat files in a form of CSV, text, XLS, and etc. So first of all, we're going to start with the Excel file only, and then we'll proceed further. Then we have a different databases, online services, and others. Fine. So this is about the connecting of the data sources. And then we have share your reports to anyone and anywhere. Anyone and anywhere, what does it mean? Irrespective of the place you are in, irrespective of the country you are in, irrespective of, which reports, in which view your reports are, you can share with anyone anytime. Okay, so we'll also going to discuss about the licensing cost of the Power BI, what are the pro version, premium version, and what are the features you will get in the free version. So for sure in the training session you'll not going to buy a licensing version. It is the open source platform. There will be no extra cost included with the training program. Okay, and then we have Power BI is having the embedded analytics as well. We can do predictive analytics, forecasting, some of the clustering parts as well. We can do scatter plots with the Power BI embedded platform, okay, which is the combination of multiple softwares and multiple tools. Okay, so again, there is, we can say, a small Power BI introductory part, and then thank you so much for, uh, have a patience and, just go through with the PPT again as well from your end. If it's, after the session, make sure the architecture part is clear from your end. Make sure the interface and the workflow is clear from your end, because in the, as far as interview is concerned, most of the question comes from a basic, then they will go to the reports and dashboard part. If you're not giving, or if you're not able to give the answer for a basic question with the architecture or what are the interfaces, what is the flow, then it will not the case. Okay, so I strongly recommend all of you, after every session we record the session, and after after completion of session, go through with it again, and then you just then you'll good to go with everything, and you will just for sure open multiple opportunities for you. So guys, anyone have any doubt till now, please let me know regarding architecture, interface, workflow, and then connecting to different data sources, responsiveness, and as you can see the slides on the screen. Guys, today is the first session. I want it to be interactive. And yeah, Lakshmi, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Yes, Lakshmi.
When it comes to the power interface, in general, like all the three modes of views will be used, or only a specific view it will be?
No, we're gonna use all the three views, but at a time we're gonna use only one.
Okay.
One at a time,
Yeah.
Lakshmi. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So in model view, we're going to create a model. As you can see, the model view, right? So for each and every workflow, we have a different views. So for a data view, we have, as you can see, the data view in here.
Mhm.
So that's how they are connected. Anyone here have any doubts? Yes, Nirmal, say.
Aditi, I want to know about the responsiveness. That does
Uh-huh.
mean, like, if I'm making the report in my laptop, so it will be go to the tablet or the mobile as it is, like, and
Look.
I can,
Yeah,
uh,
please go ahead.
yeah, I want to know about the web that is equal to the web responsiveness, like that.
Let me clear. So first of all, if you are making the report from a desktop, it will automatically making for, we are just designing for a desktop only. Okay, so in the tablet as well, it will be the fully responsive. But when it comes to mobile now, then we have a separate section of making the reports for mobile view.
Okay.
So whatever the visual we are using in dashboards, they are automatically in one of the section, and we just need to drag and drop how our reports needs to be like on mobile.
Okay.
Okay, so this is also a fully drag and drop and visual view. Okay, and for that as well, you don't need to any programming knowledge behind the scene.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
yeah,
Thank
no
Uh,
problem.
Hi Aditi.
Yes.
So you said we
Mhm.
can share reports to anyone and anywhere. So how is
Yes.
it possible, and how do we do it? And
Mhm.
is it
Mhm.
like sharing a file?
Mhm. Yes. So first of all, we're going to show you everything practically. But as far as your understanding perspective is concerned, first of all, we have multiple options. And if you want to share your report in static format, you know the meaning of static and
Mm-hmm.
dynamic?
Mm-hmm.
So in the form of static, the reports will not change from the user end. It will not a fully dynamic. The values will not change. So we have an option of sharing in the form of PDF, and then we have an option of sharing in a form of PPT as well, in a form of PowerPoint presentation, as you can see in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we have an option to share our reports in a form of QR code. Okay, this is a very advanced feature in Power BI. Like if someone from other end scan a code, the report will automatically appear. And not only this, we can share the reports over the mails as well. Okay, so we
Oh,
have we can just put their mail ID, we can just share, and then they'll receive a mail, they'll click on open report, and report will open from there.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, let me
No
add on
problem.
to this a little
Mhm.
more, like whatever
Yes,
questions we're
Santosh.
getting here. So let
Mhm.
me just share my screen and show you some practical things, like,
Yes, Santosh.
just
Yeah.
answer your questions. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me just go back to this is a Power BI desktop. Okay. This is one of the report. This is a Power BI desktop tool that we will be working on. So I think Lakshmi was asking, right? So how do we share? Is it a physical file or a report? And how responsive it is in a different platforms? So this is a Power BI desktop tool, and while you are building the report, the interaction will be the same. Like for example, I'm slicing in a year now. Let me just quickly do that. So depending on the data sets, like you can see, I clicked on an year and the data got changed. Let me also add some more quarter here. Okay, the data is changing. So the response and the entire UI depends on the your system configuration. So there's a minimum configuration that is required for a Power BI desktop tool to be installed. So at least I recommend 4 GB of RAM is must, at least that is a minimum requirement. And provided we have a Windows 8 and above software or in the PC. And for Mac, we do not have any Power BI. We cannot install Power BI tool. We have to go with a PC, and that is the one thing. And depending on your RAM and depending your configuration of your system, the speed will increase on the desktop tool. But however, once you publish this report onto the cloud, right? So there we do not need any configuration assets. Suppose the same report has been published onto the cloud now. Okay. So now the interaction, if you can see, I'm just clicking on an year, the data is changing. And let me click on quarter 4, right? So I'm changing the slicer here to revenue. Maybe I'll click on profit. So this is how the interaction happens. The interaction between the visuals and the report can be, the same report can be accessed anywhere, anytime using this one link, like depending on the way you share it. So we have different sharing options that we are going to cover in our sessions. Like we will be explaining you all these details, how we share and what kind of access that we give. Okay. So that all I'll be going to cover. So this is on a higher level information, and also at the same time, uh, there was one question, right, regarding like how we work on different areas. Like the one we are seeing is a report view. Like the left side, we have three different things. When you hover on it, you can see it's a report, and when you click on data, you can see the data view. It will show like the tabular views, where you can click on each table and go with the data look, right? I'm clicking on the right side on each table, and I'm able to see the data. And this is the model view. Okay. So here we do a lot of modeling part, and this is where we join different tables and make our model properly. So the first step is to get data, and we get the data over here, and then we model our data, and finally we work on the visualization pane. Okay. So anyways, we will be taking an example to begin with in the next session. Anyways, we'll see like how we are going to connect to different data sets, and I'll be starting from scratch with an Excel, and then we'll move on to different options. So right now, as you can see, we we are in the first session, and I think, guys, I wanted to know, like, anybody has installed the tool, or so far, like yesterday, Aditya has shared a document which
Yeah,
covered the
installation
installation
guide.
part. Yeah.
Mhm.
So anybody's installed?
Yeah, I have done with that.
Okay, cool. So for the other people, right? Like it's quite straightforward. Let me just show you. You can always Google, just search with this download Power BI, and the very first link will give you the option to download the software. Okay. So when you click on this link, you can directly go to Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Okay. You can click on the advanced download options. See, again, it depends. Like, we have two options here. Suppose if you are on Windows 10 and you wanted to directly install by using the software like Microsoft Store, when you click on this option, it will open up in the Microsoft Store. But if you wanted to download a physical file and install yourself, you can click on advanced download options, right? This will open up this option where you can just click on download. So here you can see there are suggestions for you. So you have to make sure you are installing it on a Windows 10 or a server, right? So I'm assuming everybody is having either Windows 8 or above, like Windows 10, Windows 8. Okay.
Yes.
And we have different versions for 32-bit as well as 64-bit. So depending on your computer configuration, you can select the download option. So once you click on download, we have two options available. The first one is for 64-bit and the second one is for 32-bit. So once you download this, it is a very straightforward installation. Like, you need to just double click on this, and you have to just click on next, and it will be a straightforward installation. You will not face any issue in the installation. So here you have to come in the download section and just install this. That is one thing. And once you install it, right, like what I suggest is, let me just open up. This is an exercise for you for tomorrow. So once you install it, you can directly, play around with the data set. Like, anyways, I'm going to take an Excel data set for, covering the different kinds of data sources that we can import to Power BI. But as soon as you install it, you can do one thing, where Power BI itself is providing you a data set to, explore. This was from January month. Before, they were not providing anything. But from January, what is happening is, like, this particular screen that you're seeing, right? So this was not available. It was blank screen initially. It was completely white. But here they are helping us with a sample data set. You can see the last option is try a sample data set. So as soon as you install it and you open the Power BI desktop tool, it will be like this, right? So we will be explaining you everything, like what is this view, what is this view, so what is this part, like, don't worry about it now. I'll explain everything later. But right now, as soon as you install it, come here, just open the tool, just click on try a sample data set. And this will directly import an Excel file which is installed along with your Power BI desktop tool while you are installing. So they are trying to provide you a sample data. Click on load sample data, right? It is saying experiment on your own to start creating visuals on your own, load sample data. So this data set is by default inbuilt. So it is doing the same way. It is getting an Excel file which is stored on the installation folders along with the Power BI desktop. So it is fetching the data from there. So I'm going to explain everything, like this part, especially tomorrow in the next session, like what we can do, how we, because I'm going to show you, like, by connecting to different data sets, not only Excel, I'm going to show you for a couple of other data sets. Then you'll understand like how this layer is, coming and what we have to do here. So right now I'm just selecting the table. There's a financials table in this Excel sheet. I mean, there's an Excel sheet, and then click on just load data for now, right? Click on load data. That will directly, get on the right side. If you can notice, there is something happening and the data is being loaded. You can notice on the right side, the relevant data will be loaded over here with all the fields. And also you can see the number of columns, and I mean the data, how much size it is, like while it is loading. So as you can see, it has loaded, the financials table has loaded, and if you can expand it, you can see all the underlying fields, underlying columns in there. And you can just start, just drag, I want you to do, just click on suppose randomly you can click on a pie chart, right? Just add it over here and just clicked on it. Once the empty pie chart is added, I want you to just drag and play around, like I'm just dragging a country, right? And I wanted to add some values here. There is a values area where I wanted to add some sales price. I feel like country and there should be some metric, right? I'm just dragging it. Okay. And you can just try to analyze, just see like how the different charts are coming. Like right now I'm seeing different countries and different sales price for each country. At the same time, I can play around the same visual, right? By clicking on the same visual, you can click on another visual, like I'm clicking on a donut chart. So that will change the visual. So I want you to play on this as soon as you install it, so that you will be comfortable with the tool a little bit, and like how these things are working. So then we will anyways explain like other areas where you can touch base in how the data is imported, how the transformation is done, how we need to make sure how measures are created. So we'll cover all that slowly. But as soon as you install it, I want you to go with this flow and just drag on this. Like you can also copy paste the same visual. I'm just copy pasting the same visual, like the same content for country and values. One can be pie chart and the other one can be the bar chart, right? You can always play around with this, and you can also create multiple pages. There's a page one below, there's a page two. You can create and just add a chart here, like another bar chart. So by this you get a comfort on the, you get some grip on the tool, like how the navigation and all you will understand. So it will be useful while we explain different things. So right now I added segment and then values, like my manufacturing price, what is the price for each segment. So you can hover on it and understand, like, okay, for government segment, this was the manufacturing price in total, right? So I'm going to add a view slicer here, and I can add the same thing like country here for slicer, and I can play around with the slicer, like France, what is the values, for Germany, what is the values. So right now I want you to do this exercise so that you are comfortable with these visualizations and little bit of this stuff, so that you can understand like whatever we are going to cover in the next session.
Yes,
So
Santosh,
yeah,
like thank you for sharing all stuff. But I want let's make them familiar with some data view and model view as well. So just show them the interface,
yeah.
like it's a data view and model view.
So as of now, we were looking at the report view. That report
Yes.
view has all these options. On the left side, on the second option, when you click on it, it will navigate to the data view. So right now, you see we have only one table here, and we have the relevant data. Like we have financials table, and you can see we have relevant data, and we can actually go to the each column and see like what is the type of that. Is it's a text format, data text, and then the format is text. Like you can, what is the summarization applied. So you can check all of those things. If you are checking on a unit sold, you can see it's a decimal number, right? And the format is this. So we can just check, and each and every column has got its own properties. We have also month name here. So this is a data view where we have the entire view of the data. And the same thing,
Yes.
if you go to the model view, as you can see, I'll just minimize this. We have a model view here where we have since we have only one table, we are not joining with any other table. Otherwise, if you would have like 2-3 tables and we want them to be joined, we can use the joins and make them related. So right now we have only one table, hence we are looking at only one table in the model view. So this is where the model view and the data view and the report. So your entire Power BI report building will be in this kind of flow. First you will be coming, importing the data from here using get data. Like Aditi was showing this screenshot over the PPT, right? So when you click on get data, you have several options. These are the common data sources that are available in the beginning. So you can always click on more option, right? When you click on more option, you get multiple all the options that are available from Power BI. Just wait for it. We'll get a new pop-up screen where we have all the data sets, like all the options. These are called connectors. So all the connectors that are available to connect to different data sets, like you can see of SQL Server database, Access database, IBM DB2, Teradata, HANA database. Right, we have many more. Like Power BI basically releases updates on a monthly basis. So what it is doing is it is closely listening to the customers and it's addressing all the queries. So basically, for example, today we do not have any connector for any particular application. So it is considering it and it is trying to build in the next update, and it is getting that connector. For example, Adobe Analytics. So like that, it is for any other application, if we do not have a connector, it is giving it. So that is the reason everybody else is trying to use Power BI, because every application is able to connect to this Power BI tool. So that's where they wanted to get benefited by using this Power BI, and that's the reason currently in the market the Power BI is kind of growing very highly.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like compared to any other tools, we can say that Power BI is capturing a huge market. And Santosh, we can say that, like, as per the licensing cost as well, it is like comparatively cheap
definitely
if we talk about, yeah, other
it's
BI
very
tool.
cheap, and in the pro user license we are getting monthly
Mm-hmm.
for $9.99, so which is very
Mm-hmm.
cheap, and compared to other reporting tools out there in the market. Not only that, it is
Yes.
providing a lot of technical options, a lot of fancy features on every update. So since especially in the updates part, right, other tools doesn't have as often updates as this tool. It has got every monthly updates. Other tools have got some timeline like 3 months once, like that. But Power BI, we are getting every month update, and that too they are getting a lot of features in every update. So that is where people are getting attracted with the new features that it is going on adding it. And also the new connectors, like I tell you, right, any application, suppose this is one application, QuickBooks. So if suppose there is an application which at the moment they do not have any connector, tomorrow it is getting into that. So definitely the application owner or the people who are using that kind of application will definitely move on to this reporting tool instead of any other tool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can directly connect
Right.
to their application and read their data from their application and start building their reports. So that is where everything is coming into picture,
Yeah.
right?
So guys, it's just the introductory part. We're going to share each and everything in depth. If you can't able to understand any of the part, please don't, worry. First of all, we have a dedicated group as well. Okay, be interactive in that group. Power, like me and Santosh is already added in that group, and we're going to help you anytime if you just, be interactive and post all the queries related to any sessions in the group itself. Okay, so we can solve your doubts there as well.
Any questions, guys? Like if you have any questions, can you please ask?
So after every class, do we get the presentations? The presentations will be shared.
Yes, the recording will be
The
shared.
entire recording will be shared.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone here wants to add on something from their end? Like any suggestions are also welcome. No problem. So let's share the schedule of session 1 to session 18 so that you'll have a clear picture.
Yes. So basically, if you look at the topics one, like basically we have covered the main part here, and I'm going to cover this highlights of data gateway. Like maybe I'll show you a data gateway once we are able to connect to different data sources. Because to start off with, we have to connect to Excel, CSV, OData, SharePoint folder, OneDrive, SQL Server. So more or less, we are actually covering the major data sources that we are going to cover. So once we get a brief idea on like how we are going to cover to each data source, we'll get a clear picture. Okay, for this particular data source, this is the scenario, and this particular data source, this is the scenario, and for SQL Server database, these are the options. So once you understand this, then I'll show you like how we use the data gateway, what exactly the data gateway can do when we are connecting to different kinds of data sources. So tomorrow it's going to be more kind of an technical thing. So that's where I wanted you to get comfortable with the tool by installing it and going through those options which I told. So once you are comfortable there with that, you'll be understanding more in terms of connecting to different data sources and what exactly is the role of data gateway and how we can leverage on this, what exactly it is doing, how we are going to connect to it, right? I'm also going to show you Power BI service, like highlights of Power BI service, like how data gateway can be configured there also, right? And that is going to be the session 2. And then we will be jumping onto the Power Query editor where we once we get the data from these sources, right? So once the data is coming to the Power BI desktop, we will be using something called Power BI Query Editor. So if you go back to this tool, like the one which we installed, you can go to the Power BI Query Editor from here, click on the transform data, So that will open up a new window with the title, you can see Power Query Editor. And let me just try to get this window below. Just a second. I wanted to show you this window is different. Yeah, so you can see the earlier window is already there, which is a report view, that our visualization pane. But this is a new window which has opened up when I clicked on the transform data. So this is what is Power Query Editor, and this is what we are going to cover. Like, we're going to cover what exactly it can do, what kind of transformations we can do on the data level. We can change the data types. We can group different queries. We'll talk about different queries there. What are the best practices? And there is something called mQuery or mcode that you need to understand in Power Query Editor. It is only related to Power Query Editor, and I'll be explaining you that. And we understand what are the dependencies of queries. There are a lot of options, like the column options, like I'll be showing you, like how we can profile each column. So I'll explain all those things in third session. And then we further jump into various kinds of transformations that we can do, like shaping the data, table transformations, text specific tools, number specific tools. So we have different options for different kinds of data. For text format we have something, for number format we have something, right? We are going to cover all those things. And how do you merge different queries? Suppose you are getting multiple queries into your query editor and you wanted to club them. How do you club? By merging, appending. So all those options that we are going to cover. And then once these two sessions are done, we will be comfortable with the massaging of the data, or data preparation part. So your data is completely formatted, completely cleaned, and it's ready to use. So once it is ready, here we might get different tables, right? So your data means you might get multiple tables. Once your data is cleaned up with multiple tables and the tables are ready, all we do is we create model in that. We create a model. So once your data is ready, we'll create data model. So for that, we need to have some basic understanding of data model. What are the different kinds of tables we have, like data tables or lookup tables. It can be called as fact tables or dimension tables, right? We need to have that understanding. What is primary key, foreign key, and then how do we join these in the model, right? All these, like what are the different kinds of relationships. So I'm going to cover all those things in the modeling part. So once we are done with the modeling part, we can then jump into the relationship view. Reporting view, where we can actually, the one I showed you, right? So I asked you to just pick up a visual and drag something, but this is going to come actually after everything is done, right? And the last step. So once you are done with the second step of data modeling, on the third step you're going to build some visuals. So we have several visuals, several different types of visuals. So we are going to each type of visual and going to understand what is this, what is that, and what are the options, like different colors. So different questions can be answered. So all that can be, we'll cover it in 3 sessions. Like we have so several graphs in here. So we'll also take some unstructured data, and we will be structuring it as per the needs. Here also you're going to learn what a lot of Power BI query editor, where for structuring the data we need all those transformations to be applied on top of our data, right? Once the data is structured, then we can understand like how we have done it and different applied steps within the query editor. So we're going to go through the things that we have done, and read the entire script, like how the entire thing is done. And we were going to show some couple of sheets over here. So once it is done, we are good with the three parts, like importing the data modeling, and the visualization. So now comes the advanced, like next level. You wanted to do a lot more to your visualization. You wanted to add a lot more complex calculation in your visualization. So then comes the DAX part. So DAX, again, on the front end, we understand what is DAX, what kind of operators are there, where it is applied, how exactly the syntax of where DAX works. So what is the difference between calculated column, what is the measure, right? So we are going to cover all those things in detail. So there is something called evaluation, aggregation. So all these are different contexts that we need to understand before we write a DAX function. So once we are good with these concepts and good with the understanding of different tools that are required for the DAX, we will jump and create aggregate functions. There are a lot of functions that we work on. So we'll be creating each function, and we will be covering in deep, and then we'll see iterative function. These are also some kind of functions. and then we understand how to handle errors and how to write some logical functions, and then we cover time intelligence functions. These are very much important in date related stuff, right? So we'll explain all those things. And finally, we cover something called some security, row level security, how you secure your report between each individual. Suppose you are sharing the same report with a manager and a junior developer, like how you wanted to hide information. So that can be done with row level security. And we'll be covering some custom visuals. Custom visuals are the visuals which are not here, like right now if you can see, there's standard visuals in Power BI. These are the visuals, these are the standard visuals in the Power BI. Custom visuals, we will get it from marketplace. So I will show how to get that and how to configure that. And once the report is built and done, then we will publish it to Power BI service. We'll show how to publish a report and what is the difference between dashboard and report. We'll create a dashboard and show you what is the difference between these two, and we'll cover what are the workspaces, what are the data sets on the Power BI service. On this is also on the Power BI service, like we'll show you how to schedule a report. Once your report is published on a daily basis, how many times you can schedule it, how frequently you can refresh the data, what are the various options of sharing and access. And again, we'll go in deep in the Power BI service, what it can do as a cloud tool. And then in the final two sessions, we'll be working on a live project where we'll be taking a complete sample data. I mean, it's kind of a real data set. We'll be working on the scratch, like what are the requirements, how we need to build a report based upon the requirements, what is the first step, what is the second step. So the complete flow in a real time project building of the report deliverable. And so we'll be doing two such projects in the end. So with that, you'll know, like complete picture of the entire Power BI flow. I think
Yeah,
these are the
Santosh.
topics. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing all the curriculum. So first of all, guys, you can see you will going to learn from right from the installation to sharing to the advanced part. There is nothing that we missed in the course curriculum. Okay, everything is there in place. Everything is fully systematic as per like freshers point of view, and as per I know that you guys have basic knowledge, very basic knowledge, and one of the candidate here are fresher as well. So it's not giving any difference within three of you. You guys going to learn from very initial step to advance. I just want all three of you to join each and every live session dedicatedly, so that we can help you in each and every query of yours, and you will get the recording after immediately the session. And I want all of you to do hands on the tool with the session or after the session. You will get the data sets from our side to practice on. You will get the practice data sets as well. So everything was there in place. Everything you will going to get from our end. We just want one or two things from your end, which is doing the hands-on on a project, and please attend all the live sessions. We're going to have the journey of session 1 to session 18, and we dedicatedly looking forward to give sessions to all of you and cover all the Power BI concept. Please unmute
Yeah.
yourself, and if you want, you can add on something.
Yes, guys. One last point I would like to add here is, by covering all these concepts, right? Like once you understand all this, you'll be pretty much good enough to crack any interview. That I can assure
Yes.
you, because it is covering all the key concepts of Power BI. And once you are done with this, and once you understand how things work and how entire thing, all these things are interrelated in Power BI, you will be pretty much confident to give answer any interview question. So that should be fair enough. So you'll be, I only want is your commitment to this entire sessions. So as I requested, like if you can install the tool today, do the things that I've requested to do tomorrow, so that should be fair enough for the first session. So before we wrap up, if you have any questions, guys, please ask us.
Yes.
Santosh, I have question.
Yeah, please tell me, Nemi.
I wanted to ask, like, what types of reports we build in Power BI, and what types of reports companies need? Like, could you give any practical example or something?
Okay, sure, Nemi. So basically, when you say what types of reports, so So again, it all depends on company to company and the client to client requirement. So Power BI is made for creating aggregated data. I mean, to showcase the aggregated data. I mean, like it's more on the higher level data. So once you aggregate the data, it just wanted to show the higher level data. For example, if I can go this to this report. So what it is doing here, it is showing different performance per sales region. So it is showing the information. The bars are showing for each different kinds of cities or suburbs where you
Mm-hmm.
have different sales value or different profits. You can see some profits, or if you click on cost, what is the different cost for each suburb or each area. So it is more or related to the higher level information. It is not relevant to the data set where suppose I think somebody has worked on crystal reports right here. So you might be knowing crystal report is a tool where it actually generates kind of reports on a large data set.
Yeah.
Generally it has like some 50 pages, 100 pages of data, where in typical industries they maintain the data or the entries for the inventories, the incoming and outgoing items, all those track of it. So they just wanted to,
Mostly
yeah, right, they just wanted to print that
data
data
warehouse.
warehouse, yeah. So they just wanted to print that book or the entire crystal report with 50 pages and just circulate throughout their
Okay.
industrial manufacturing unit. So this is not, Power BI is not meant for that kind of tool. That's why I cannot replace crystal report with Power BI, because
Okay.
uh, for that kind of reports, Microsoft has got separate tool. Let me show you that. So basically, if you can see, I told you to come here when you download Power BI, right? So we downloaded Microsoft Power BI tool. Okay, I mean Power BI desktop. So this was a Power BI, but there are some tools like this is one tool, Microsoft Power BI Report Builder. This can replace crystal reports. Okay, these are paginated reports with more than 100 pages, or similar to crystal report. I'm just giving an example, but there are a lot of tools like we have web intelligence tool in business objects, right? So these are all basically multiple pages of report where we'll show the table level information with a lot of granular data. So we directly
Okay.
pick the value fields from the table and we just wanted to see that entire information. So it is a granular data, whereas Power BI is more of an aggregated data. It is not I mean, this is for the management, this is for the CEOs, this is for the decision makers. Like I'm running a business and I wanted to take a decision, like what happened since past 3 months. Like do I need to focus on some specific element, right? Where I'm not able to make sales, something is
Okay.
going wrong. So that kind of a large scale decisions can be made by looking at the aggregated data. But this is when you look at the granular data, you cannot make a large scale decisions. Maybe you will get inputs like okay, which person has done what. So maybe have some thousand employees. So maybe what one employee, like what is he doing, like is he is part of the manufacturing unit, and how many items has done and so did. So that can be is a more granular data. So I'm not interested in that granular level. So Power BI desktop is kind of a more on higher level or aggregated data.
Okay. Okay.
Hope I have
And
answered your question. Yeah.
one more thing,
Yeah.
like you are saying that Power BI reports are dynamic. So I'm little bit confused in here. Like if we are sharing that report with someone,
Mhm.
if someone want to change the data, so it will visualize in that report also, or it only visualize on my offline desktop.
So I wanted to get your question clearly. So you're saying if you are sharing the Power BI report with some second person, so
Yeah.
the second person is trying to change the data, in the sense data
Like
source, or
yeah, so you are providing the slicer in the reports,
right,
and
right,
when I'm using that slicer,
mhm,
I can see the changes in that report.
right.
So like if this report is with me,
Mhm.
so could I able to add any slicer by myself or not?
That flexibility can be given the way you share the report. So
Okay.
suppose I know, okay, you are also my co-worker and you are also a developer. So as
Okay.
a developer one, I wanted to share the same report with you as a developer two. I want you to make some more changes. So, or else
Okay.
you wanted to change the slicer. So it
Okay.
depends on the access level. Like, while sharing, there's an options like,
Yeah.
recipients can build new content using the under.
Okay.
So when I allow this option, you can actually build new content. You can delete this, you can, do it on the cloud itself. So that we are going to
Okay.
show you in the while we are developing it, but you can do it
Okay.
here itself, where you can actually, click on edit and you can change the slicer. You can add a new
Okay.
slicer. You'll get the visualization pane. You can see this visual, just like a Power BI
Yeah.
desktop tool. It's on the cloud now. I can just convert this,
Okay.
maybe and just I'll do try to change the visual so that
Yeah. Now I get it.
you get it right. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can change this visual. So I just change this visual, the bar chart, to a donut chart. So you can change the
Okay.
visual. You can change. You can delete this. You can add a new slicer. I'm just deleting this, and I can add a new slicer over here. I
Okay.
just clicked on the slicer, right? I can add a new slicer. You just ask this question, right? Yeah, you can do that. So we can give all the flexibility to the end user that we are sharing to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks, Santosh.
no problem. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
questions you ask, guys, so that will know that the way we are thinking, and we are going to think in the right way or not. So that's where we can be more interactive and ask as many questions as possible, even though it is not a very basic question. That should be fine. Yeah.
Yes, completely agree. Like, you guys, as this session is pretty interactive. So if upcoming sessions are also interactive, and, interactive thing will take place when you hands-on and when you do some extra work from your end, when you do some hands-on experience work on different data sets from your end, and then only you will have some doubts, and then only the session will be interactive, right? So just do hands-on after the sessions, and then we'll good to go with the interactive sessions and with the practical exposure of the learning. So I think for today it's done from our end, and we just take your queries as well. So we are good to go with today's session. You will get the recording. You will have the installation guide in a group. Please install the software, and as Santosh said, please do hands-on and do the assessment before the next session, which is on Wednesday. Yeah, Santosh.
Yes, guys. So today we'll wrap up the session. So I want you to be, installing. Everybody has to be installing the Power BI desktop by next session, and
Yeah.
just play around with the data set. So I can get some questions from you. Like when you play around with the data set, you come up with some questions. So that's where I know, like you have done some hands-on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're good to wrap up for today. Thank you so
Yes.
much, guys. We'll catch up for the next session. Have a nice Sunday. Yeah, I think it's Sunday night here there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Santosh.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Aditi.
Thank you so
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
much.
Bye. Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
Thank
hope
you,
you
Bye.
liked.
Santosh and Atiti.
I hope you liked today's session. If you just give any feedback, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's session is very clear, especially a beginner like me. It's like very understandable and clear.
Okay.
So I appreciate both of you a lot.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Okay.
Santosh and Aditi. Like you know that I am a fresher and I am very new to all these concepts, and I'm still trying to understand what it is all about.
Right.
So I mean, I will I'm at someone's place, my friend's place, so I did not get time to install. I mean, take my laptop. So I will just install it and I will try to figure it out, and yeah, will come up with. I will try to figure out something in this for the next
Okay.
session.
Sure,
So I
Arudra.
hope you
Yeah.
understand like all the basic stuff as of now
Yeah,
in today's session.
yeah. Yes, I did. But I'm still trying to understand, and I will just listen one more time
Yeah.
the recording video,
Yes.
Yeah,
and
Arudra.
then
That's
I
what.
will.
Yeah, I'm expecting. Yeah. So.
Thank you, both of
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So
Thank you all.
Nirmal, you wanna add something?
Yeah, Aditi, the session was very interactive, and Santosh also explained so many things. Like I was confused in something, but he explains so much things so clearly. So I understood all the things. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, Nirmal. Looking forward for more. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. Let's catch up in the next session. See you guys. Bye. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.